oxygen levels were around 85% all the time. And I went into actually a chiropractor appointment, and he took my oxygen levels and it was like 85%. The next time I went in there months later, when he checked it again, it was 100%. I had my device, and after a month I was like, you know what? I haven't had one of those annoying UTIs.
Hey, Heather, thanks so much for coming to spend some time with me today.
Hi, great to see you, Tracy. So glad to be here.
Well, it's always great to see you. And I love having you on the Twine Zoom calls. And you're just a great presence for us as a team. So thank you.
Thank you. Those are just so much fun. How could anyone not like being a part of the Twine Zoom calls?
Oh, I know. And now I have a secret. So I come in my bedroom and I have a desk that goes up and down, and then I can dance for reals without my kids going, Mom, what are you doing? Because they would.
Oh gosh, I can't wait to do that. I'm a little, I broke my ankle and tibia recently. Right. So I'm kind of a little like just doing the physical therapy, getting through that. So when I can stand up for a little bit, I'll be joining you on dancing.
Gosh, I would go stir crazy. So Heather, can you start off by telling the listeners a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
Absolutely. Not the best. Used to blame it on old age, and I have learned not to do that because it makes it a part of your existence. But I was, and I'm glad to say was, experiencing UTIs for like a decade.
Wow.
And like every single month. And you just don't get a normal test for that like they usually do when you see a primary doctor. I finally saw a urologist about 3 years ago, and every month I would go and see him, and I would take a microgen DX test, which would actually say exactly what bacteria is in you and how much and why you're having the issues you're having. So of course they put me on wrong medication before I had that test. And then at least we could pinpoint it. Now I'm sure there's better ways to take care of that going forward in our future. But at the time I had to take about 4 antibiotics every single month. And so that's not good for you either. So that made me feel awful in other ways while battling this that just never seemed to go away. So that's one of the things. And another thing is I have like large cysts in my lungs, in the mid to lower part of my lungs. And they're about 6 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and maybe 4, and then some little ones. It's all in the lower part. So that gives me about 75% lung capacity, which is hard because when you like going hiking, I like camping with my husband. So I love going hiking, and it gets to a point where you just can't recover, right? As fast as other people. So that was a little difficult. And I really wasn't, I would only use kind of an inhaler when I needed to. I'm not somebody that, I need to use it every single day. Because again, that's something else going into my system. But I would use it when I absolutely needed to. So that's kind of a big thing for me, just because you feel it on a daily basis.
Yeah, that would be huge. And you said old age, for crying out loud. How old are you?
I just turned 57 in May.
Oh, okay. So you're my age. I'm 57.
Yes, yep. I'm your age. You look great, Tracy.
Well, thank you. So do you. Like, you don't look 57 at all. Like, I thought you were like in your 40s,
Yeah, well, I always use natural skincare. So it's the one thing that I have going for me. So thank you.
Cool.
I appreciate that.
So you have lung issues, UTI issues, which to me, UTIs are the worst. Like your entire body feels awful.
Absolutely. You're miserable. And then I also have, I should put this in here too, because this is a big thing too. IBS-C. And I've had it since I was 20 years old. It was like all of a sudden started after a trip to Mexico. kind of interesting. And and never it just got worse through the years. And so it's really inhibits you because in the morning you don't know how your routine's going to go based on you have to be close to a bathroom. That's no
Uh,
fun. So and there's things to kind of control it, but it sort of works, like
uh,
Miralax sort of works, things like that. And then there's all kinds of medication they have for you, but then there's all these side effects. So each
right.
one I tried over the years, it just gave me other side effects where I'm like, okay, that's worse than this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really been a big struggle, especially, planning travel and making sure I can get out of the house and not have, be in a car long enough or go to the airport and get on the plane. It's one of those things that is just, debilitating until you can get some control around it.
Gosh, I can't even imagine. That would be brutal.
Yeah, it's not
The only
fun.
thing I could think of it is like when I took that magnesium calm a couple times back years ago, and I was like in dental sales, and I'll never forget, I was in this building. I'm like, uh-oh. And that's why I always warn everybody, it creates GI distress for some people, but that's not fun. So
That's what it's like. That's what it's like.
yeah,
And and there's so many different names around it. So it's kind of like um, people can call it different things. Like uh now I can't think of the name of it. They always advertise it on,
colitis.
yes, colitis is one.
But maybe
Uh,
it's parasitical. Like I would think there's probably a parasite creating that problem.
well, some of those bacteria, yeah, I'm sure. And I don't know if those tests actually look at parasites, but I have done a lot of detoxing,
Oh, good.
which always helps. Yes.
Totally. So is there anything else you want to add to this list?
I think I'm good so far.
Okay. And then when did you get your device?
I received my device on April 3rd, and it was right
Okay.
before I had this huge busy week, like no other at work. And I had this big client I was onboarding, so visible throughout the organization. So everybody was like, where are we on this? What are we doing? And I was managing the whole entire team, and I needed my A game. And I was kind of, given what I just mentioned to you, what I was experiencing, I was kind of wondering, okay, am I going to be 150% available for this? And I happen to have my quantum healing device with me, my QT Wave device with me. I just got it that Monday. And so I had it in my pocket. And let me tell you, I've never felt so much energy and vitality that week. And it just
Wow.
blew me away. And it was a calmness too. It was like energy and just ready to go, but clear thinking. The fogginess went away that I didn't even know I had. And just was spot on and point on every single day. And people were like, whoa, what happened to you, Heather? Like, we love your work, but whoa, what happened?
Wow.
And I'm kind of like, well, luckily I had this in my pocket. So it really, that was my first thing I noticed. I was just blown away that how smooth and calm that week went. There was nothing like, there's always challenges. And I was like, oh, we'll get through that. What do we need to
Oh,
do? Okay,
cool.
let's figure this out. It was just it was actually fun. The whole challenge of that week was so much fun.
Wow. That's awesome.
So
That
that
is
was
awesome. And you
yeah,
noticed so quickly. So that's really cool.
yes, that was the first thing I noticed so quickly. And the other things I noticed took up maybe a bit of time. So I would say after several months of having this, we talked about my lungs and the cysts in my lungs, and 75% kind of lung capacity. Well, that kind of hurt my oxygen levels as well. So my oxygen levels were around 85% all the time. And I went into actually a chiropractor appointment, and he took my oxygen levels and it was like 85%. The next time I went in there months later, you know, when he checked it again, it was 100%. And I was just like
Wow.
floored. I know. I was like, whoa, okay. So this is really doing things inside me that I didn't even know about. Right. So, and I've been
That's cool.
consistent. So I've been consistent with that level, because now I go in and I'm like, can you just do it again? Let's see where I am. So pretty fun, pretty fun. I also noticed little things like I had a huge scar on my arm. You can't really see it. It used to be like this long, and it's about half the size now. So
Oh,
scars are
cool.
like disappearing faster. And I always had kind of veins you could see in my hands, but they were really protruding, like really protruding. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like my hands are like 80 years old. And I'm like, this is weird. But after the last couple of months, one day I just started looking at my hands and I'm like, hey, they actually match my age now.
I heard you say that, and I feel like I have the same things. My hands are a little bit less veiny. I like that. That's
I do
good.
too. I do too. I feel like it's probably going to get better and better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So so I mentioned my UTIs. So, wasn't paying attention. I was so busy with work and had so energetic. I wasn't really paying attention to, which is probably a good thing as well, to things going on in my body. And after a month, I was like, and I had my device. And after a month, I was like, you know what? I haven't had one of those annoying UTIs. And I was like, okay, this is probably helping, right? Probably. And then another month goes by and I'm like, wow, I still haven't had one. And I just totally amazed. And then another one goes by and I'm like, I still haven't had one. Like,
Wow, that's so
so
cool.
UTIs are gone. I'm like super excited. So any medication that I had prior, I haven't even taken since I actually received my device and didn't realize it until,
Uh,
time went on. So that was just exciting in itself. And I mean, it just makes my life so much better and so much more comfortable.
oh yeah.
Um, and then my IBS-C was a little longer to notice any difference, right? But I did notice that, like one example is I haven't had to take any medication for it, which is great. And then over time, I was like, I don't need Miralax today, and then, oh, maybe I need it today. And then it kept getting less and less. Like I don't need Miralax as often as I used to. So then I was like, wow, this is really making a difference. And then feeling better in the morning and feeling like, okay, I don't feel like I have to hang around the house or anything, or, uh, be at work and be close to a restroom. I felt like, oh, I can just, get on with my day, which was absolutely wonderful. And I become more of a morning person because of that.
Oh, cool. I love being a morning person. That's
I know.
amazing. And that's a game changer, because now if you wake up in the morning, you want to go on a hike, like you mentioned, you don't have to worry about it. Because I mean, even though I don't have that problem, I have to time my hikes accordingly. So I can't even imagine what it would be like, you
Right. Because you
know?
never know what's a good day and what's a bad day. But now
Yeah.
I'm having so many good days in that area that I am like, this is great. Before I had my accident with my ankle and my leg, I was like, oh yeah, let's go do this. Let's go to market. Let's go to, you know, uh, just anything. Just go work out in the morning, whatever. I mean, it was just easier. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. I'm still a morning person, even though I'm a little, trying to recover, from my broken ankle and leg, but and I can get a lot done in the morning. I'm just looking forward to actually, energetically, physically getting out there
Yeah.
and
Cool.
doing
Do you
things in
ever
the morning.
do you ever put your device on where your breaks are in your leg and your ankle?
Yes, I have been doing
Okay.
that ever since I had surgery. So I broke it like on a Friday on May 19th. and I had surgery the next Wednesday, because otherwise, they said, oh, you could set the bones, but it'll take you'll have to have you won't be able to, you have to have a cast on or something for 6 months. I'm like, ugh. So I got the metal plates in, the metal screws put in, and they're huge. And so that takes, it's like a complicated break. So it'll take a little bit of extra time, especially physical therapy. But you know what? I'm determined to speed this up. And so I put my device, on or next to my foot, that's trying to recover. And it's doing a nice job. Like all the, stitches I have on both sides going up and down, is healing really, really well.
Oh,
It
good.
looks very nice compared to what I see other people have in physical therapy, who are doing physical therapy with me. So yeah, it looks like it's healing really, really well. So I am looking forward to my next appointment with my doctor. But then again, who knows? I may be in the Q arc before before that happens.
Wouldn't that be a blast? So then that brings us to the next question is, what are you looking forward to doing post Q arc with this do-over? Because now at the age, a healthy 30-year-old body, which it sounds like you weren't very healthy at 30 because you had that issue happening. But what are you going to do with all this knowledge and experience and wisdom that you get to apply to this healthy 30-year-old body? What excites you?
It's just, it's endless. The doors are open. I have so much that I want to do in my community. And there's so many avenues that are available to assist me in doing that. And one is QHS, because I've had a plan of action in place, just locally, with kind of offering different modalities to people to help them heal. And this takes, QHS just takes it out of the ballpark, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to offer that directly, not only in my community, but to expand that in rural areas. I'm in Texas. So we have a lot of rural areas that are just, almost left behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's different academies and schools that I, work with that have children with special needs, including autism and other disabilities, and to have something like the home healing system there with them could just make a difference of changes in these teens and children's lives. It's just going to be amazing. And then just to be able to offer all of these healing modalities that QHS has to our community and then watch it spread will just be just amazing in itself, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I also work with another ministry that they work with homeless people in downtown Dallas, and we, prep meals for them, like 1,000 meals when we go and do that, and then we hand deliver them. And they that organization is opening up a center to help transition those that want to come back into society, but in a very, very healthy and fun and joyful and loving way. And I'd love to work with that. They know we've talked about this as well with them. They would love something like a home healing system within, and I don't, whether it's a part of QHS or I just work individually and buy it and give it to the center, it's that will be amazing to kind of see these folks that will change just so dramatically in any way that they're open to changing to. So looking forward to things like that. Yes.
Oh, cool. I love it. Sounds like a true humanitarian at heart. Already doing the work.
Yeah, but it's more just fun. You know what I'm saying? It's
oh yeah, but that's what I mean.
It's just rewarding.
Like Ron, I don't know if you've really seen Ron on any of the calls, but he has a big organization, a big following, and he always says it's better to be doing the work that you want to do already, because that shows that you really care about it. So that's what I feel like you're doing. You're already doing it. And it's cool that you're in Dallas. near Cynthia.
Right. So I do want to combine both LWS and QHS because I feel like I can offer a center or even a retreat where people can kind of forge their own path and help guide them in that. And some people will be kind of recalibrating. Some people will be like starting anew, and we'll have abundance leaders and we'll have wellness leaders. And it's kind of, taking each individual based on where they want to go. But we'll have the tools, and we have, everything from both QHS and LWS there, so they can decide, oh, okay, I know what my passion is now. And, we'll just give you a little nudge of getting to where, they want to go. And it'll be kind of interesting seeing people kind of flourish. I definitely like the QHS Key project because that was kind of part of what I had in mind, but I think they've taken it to a different level. And that's really, how do we help folks, right now, maybe before they're able to get into a healing bed, and then continuously help them afterwards and maintain their lifestyle and maintain their health, and giving them resources and knowledge and, kind of what you're doing too, Tracy. You give us a lot of knowledge of, how would we like to see us maybe not continue with old habits, and if there's an addiction, not be addicted anymore. I mean, there's so many different things, or just our frame of mind. Well, I was always this way, but now I'm not. And can I accept that and move forward and actually kind of expand my life even more? So,
that's an important distinction, because there was a quote by Hippocrates that says, before you heal someone, make sure they're willing to give up what caused them to get sick in the first place.
Absolutely.
And it feels like many people have a hard struggle with that. And thankfully, we know that our food sources and everything is going to be evolving back to being healthy and good for us.
Yes.
But in the meantime, let's create the healthy habits now instead of waiting. It's like a cause set in motion instead of waiting for the RV.
Right.
Cynthia bootlegged it, or bootleg it. That's the wrong word.
Strapped it, yeah.
Bootstrapped it. Oh, that's so funny. Big slip of the tongue there. But I admire her so much for that, because so many people are just so busy waiting. And that's what I admire about you, Heather, is that you're already doing. So you're a cool chick in my book.
Oh, thank you. You're a cool chick in my book too.
Thank you. So is there anything, Heather, last question, that you want to do for you? Is there anything that you didn't do when you were younger that you're looking forward to doing in the future?
I am not going to, I definitely am not going to spend my time worrying about what do I look like? What do I want to get back into dancing again. I used to be a ballet dancer, and
Cool.
and almost danced professionally, even danced through college. Ballet was my thing, but I did other stuff. So it'd be so nice to just do that again, if alone, even for the exercise, right? And as far as knowledge, it just helps me with kind of what projects I want to work on, whether it's personally or, for what I'd like to do for my community. But, and then enjoying life more, like actually taking time to be with my family, visit my family, go on vacations with my family. I think my whole life has been working and working and working, that even vacations are sparse. So that's going to turn around, and then those vacations will be like adventurous, and as well as, okay, I just need to just totally pamper myself somewhere, right? I think incorporating both and giving some more of that self-love, which you kind of taught me to, and help basically fill up my cup more so I can help others. So not neglecting myself, and then really, really that quality time with friends and family.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. Like one of my dreams is to take my kids and their girlfriends to Europe,
Oh,
like
that would be fun.
as a family thing. But my husband's in that, like he works 6 days a week and it's like, he's just in that grind. And I'm just so looking forward to pulling him out of there so that we can enjoy and do and, stuff like that.
Absolutely. I agree.
Quality time.
Yeah, I was probably a workaholic like your husband.
Uh,
But I've already moved myself away from that a little bit as much as I can, given our environment today, which I think that's what we need to do. It's just like, forming good eating habits. But I'm also, my day to day, what does my day to day look like? How much during my day am I doing what I truly like? Or what am I have to do? What do I have to do? And I know there's still some have to do's now, but I've really turned it around and had a different focus. And I feel like my days are longer now than too short and not getting enough done. So
okay.
I'm hoping to progress and, continue progressing in that way.
Yeah. And it's just baby steps, I mean, we've all been there. Like Cynthia gave us a 4-day weekend and I had interviews scheduled for Monday and I'm like, oh, it's no big deal. And then I'm like, no, I am going to do what she always says, just on the weekends, take your break. So I asked the people to reschedule and, so I can just be with my family and honor that space.
Right.
So,
I like
but
that.
it's something that we all have to learn, us type A's,
Mhm. Yes, it does.
Awesome. Is there anything in closing you'd like to add, Heather?
Just so appreciative of QHS, Cynthia, Dr. Alfredo, all the admins, you and Ron and Alex. Just, what a great team. Just, all
Thank you.
stars.
Yeah, we have a blast. I mean, literally, like I just can't wait till we all get to see each other face to face in Salt Lake City coming up.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that party.
Yes. Well, that's going to be in like 6 months. That's going to be at the end of the year.
Right.
So,
right. But still looking forward to it. I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be in 6
well,
months,
hopefully I'll see you in Salt Lake City because you get to go with the moderators and I'm not sure how
Yep.
long I'm going to be there, but I'm looking forward to having you back for part 2 post QARC. And, I mean, that's going to be so exciting.
I know. What an exciting year, huh?
I know, for reals. I love Cynthia says 2023 is the year for me.
It really is. It really is. I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, my darling, for spending time with me, sharing your beautiful story. And I will see you again soon.
Okay. Lots of love to you.
Thank you for making this QHS project fly. This valorous admin team, thank you. The Key community welcomes you. Thank you for making your home QHS healthy and happy. Thank you for helping us place QH centers all around the world. Together, hand in hand, we make miracles happen. QuantumHealingSystems.org. Thank you.